We begin tonight with that decision today in the fatal deputy shooting of Andrew Brown Jr. in North Carolina. Today, the DA saying there will be no charges in the case, calling the shooting, quote, justified.
In the early hours of April 21st, 2021, the peacefulness of Elizabeth City, North Carolina, was shattered by an incident that would echo across the nation. The shooting of Andrew Brown Jr., a 42-year-old black man, by a police officer kicked off an intense conversation on racism among police along with the actions of police.
Elizabeth City, North Carolina is under a state of emergency ahead of the possible release of body cam footage in the fatal shooting, police shooting that is, of Andrew Brown. The 42-year-old father of 7 was shot and killed by deputies who were reportedly executing warrants related to felony drug charges.
On April 21st, 2021, police officers went to Andrew Brown Jr.'s home in Pasquotank County to search and arrest him for suspected drug crimes. According to official reports, when the deputies came closer, Brown tried to escape in his car. During the following moments, gunshots were fired, leading to Brown's death. The death certificate later confirmed that Brown died from a gunshot wound to the head, classifying his death as a homicide. After the event, different stories about what happened started to come out.
The shooting of Andrew Brown on April 21st, 2021 was justified to protect the safety and lives of the deputies on the scene. The officers who used deadly force on Andrew Brown Jr. did so reasonably and only when a violent felon used a deadly weapon to place their lives in danger.
District Attorney Andrew Womble claimed that Brown's car hit officers before they fired their guns, implying that Brown used his vehicle as a weapon. District Attorney Andrew Womble said, Mr. Brown's death, while tragic, was justified due to his actions. Attorneys for Brown's family said the deputies unjustly killed him, claiming Brown didn't pose a danger to them. The family attorney stated Andrew had his hands on the steering wheel when officers opened fire.
I said we anticipate seeing an unjustified killing. What we saw on that video was an unjustified killing. What we saw on that video is something that we believe also denotes further investigation and does have some criminal liability. The way we're going to do this today is I want to bring both Mr. Lynch and Ms. Lassiter up to talk about what he was able to see on the video.
So we were able to see Mr. Brown sitting in his vehicle as he was ambushed, and as the sheriff's office made their way to his residence. Appearing to be surprised, it appears that he was possibly on the phone. At all times, his hands were visible. At all times, you could see that he was not a threat. There was a shot fired. When the shot was fired, he put the car in reverse, putting several feet, if not yards, away from the police who were there. He turned his wheel to the left to turn it away from the law enforcement officers. At no point did we ever see any police officers behind his vehicle. At no point did we ever see Mr. Brown make contact with law enforcement.
The community's demand for body camera footage to be released intensified, leading to increased calls for transparency. In North Carolina, a court order is needed before security camera footage can be shared with the public, causing disputes and legal fights over its disclosure. Judge Jeffrey Foster decided not to release the video to the public right away because he was worried it could affect the ongoing investigation. However, he allowed Brown's family to see edited versions of the footage. Brown's family and their lawyers were extremely upset after seeing around 20 seconds of body cam video. The footage of
in the passenger side of his car, windows were shattered. We were able to see one shot in the front windshield, and we were able to see a number of shots, approximately 6 at least, in the back windshield.
Andrew Brown Jr.'s shooting in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, sparked outrage and protests. The shooting of Andrew Brown Jr. sparked major protests in Elizabeth City and beyond. The North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation started looking into the shooting incident. In May 2021, District Attorney Womble said that the deputies were right to shoot as Brown's attempt to escape put their lives in danger. District Attorney Womble. The deputies faced a deadly threat and responded appropriately. In July 2021, Brown's family filed a $30 million federal lawsuit against the North Carolina Sheriff's Department. The lawsuit aimed to get compensation and make public the audio files and body camera footage of the shooting that had not been shared with the public.
In July of last year, 3 months after Brown was killed, deputies were trying to serve drug-related warrants at Brown's home in Elizabeth City, and several deputies surrounded him in his car before he backed up and tried to drive off. That's when deputies fired several shots into his car. Brown was killed by a bullet to the back of his head. The district attorney has said that Brown was using his car as a deadly weapon, causing deputies to believe deadly force was necessary to use. However, family attorneys have said the shooting was not justified because, in their words, Brown was trying to drive away and not towards deputies. Since Brown's death, there have been numerous marches to support Brown and his family. News 3 anchor Zach Dolheimer spoke with the sheriff and the attorney for the family of Brown at a news conference today, and here's what we heard from both of them.
How do you reflect back on these last 14 months that this city, the family, everyone has went through regarding this whole case?
I know that a lot happened during that time. This county, the city, the world spotlight was on Elizabeth City. Time heals things. Time have passed. It's a lot of healing that still need to take place. I think this is a good step towards that. And the Pasquotank County and the Sheriff Office realizing that settlement need to happen here. The kids need to be taken care of regardless positions of the parties, our position, their position, but we understand that steps need to be taken towards healing, and this is a good step towards healing.
And exactly what training has gone on with your deputies?
Well, we train every day. It's no secret to nobody. We have had more advanced training to capitalize, like, example, de-escalation techniques and stuff. We have, had opportunities given to us by the county to be able to, afford such training.